Biblical Shakers. We continue with the challenging book of Ezekiel with the reading of chapters 25 through 29 this week. Please read the posted devotion for each day so that you can come away with a special meaning for each chapter read. Chapter 25 begins a big shift in focus for the entire book of Ezekiel, from God's judgment on his own people to God's judgment on the pagan nations surrounding them. This section begins with God's words of judgment on Israel's immediate neighbors, the foreign nations directly bordering them: Ammon, Moab, Edom, and Philistia. Our God is angry with them for how they have treated his beloved people. These nations, who once rejoiced over Israel's downfall, now find themselves at the receiving end of God's righteous wrath, underscoring the timeless truth of divine justice. At the beginning of Monday's devotion, there is a map that will show you the location of these countries. Ezekiel begins chapter 26 by noting that the city of Tyre was glad when Jerusalem fell, seeing it as an opportunity for more business. This prompts God to declare his intention to bring many nations against Tyre as a divine punishment. God foretells that the nations will destroy the city's walls and towers and make it a bare rock. The Lord predicts Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, will come against Tyre with a great army, causing great devastation. Tyre's destruction was due to its haughtiness and rejoicing over the fall of Jerusalem. The next chapter begins with God commanding Ezekiel to mourn for Tyre, describing its prosperity and prestige as metaphor of a perfect ship. Various aspects of this ship, its construction, crew, and adornments, symbolize the city's affluence, beauty, and the skillful people that contributed to its success. In verses 26 through 46, the prophecy shifts dramatically toward Tyre's doom. As the mighty ship is destroyed by the east wind, so too will Tyre be destroyed, causing grief among its trading partners. Chapter 27 ends with the imagery of the sea swallowing the ship, akin to Tyre's catastrophic end, leaving nations horrified at it all. A scathing prophecy against the powerful maritime city of Tyre, specifically its prince and its king, is made in the 28th chapter. It is a stern warning against pride and self-glorification, using the leaders of Tyre as examples of those who, despite their wisdom and splendor, ultimately face divine judgment. This chapter further extends its prophecy to the city of Sidon by sending a plague on the city before concluding with the promise of Israel's restoration. In chapter 29, God speaks to Ezekiel, instructing him to prophesy against Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and his people. He likens Pharaoh to a great monster in the Nile River, basking in his own splendor and claiming self-ownership of the Nile. By bringing the creature down, our God symbolizes the humiliation and downfall of Egypt. This was the consequences of Egypt's false pride. The chapter conveys a stark message about divine sovereignty, the justice of God and his redemptive plan for his chosen people, Israel. We learned this week that God even caused destruction and suffering on countries that dishonored his chosen people. So we will continue with another 5 chapters in the book of Ezekiel next week. Won't you join us? Because biblical shakers will make reading the Bible way more enjoyable for you. And I pray the Lord will put a hunger on your heart.